Hi, so I actually wanted to talk about my opinions on tarot readings and astrology and things like this. Um, Sometimes they can actually be useful, but only when you understand they are a creation of yours, they are not influencing you. So it really depends like how you use them and utilize them. For me, anyway, I used to be completely addicted to tarot readings, and all this stuff when I first started my journey because I just couldn't understand why I felt such a strong connection to somebody who didn't seem to feel it back, and well, they did, but they didn't want to like embrace it. They would just talk about how much they felt and then run. And I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to get the answers, and I looked for them outside of myself because I just didn't really have any toolkit. And I became literally addicted to tarot readings. And the problem was that it would affect my energy. So if somebody would tell me something positive, then I'd start to get into that energy, and then they'd tell like I'd hear something like, oh, there's like another girl involved or something, and then like everything would plummet in my energy, and I'd start to like try and find it. And I basically was like just giving all my power to these people and just going, yeah, take it. And literally I was a reflection of the readings, and then I just quit because I realized that I was completely disempowering myself by doing this. And I started to understand and see myself as the creator of my reality. But the thing is, I was still following some of these like twin flame reading groups on Instagram. And it was kind of interesting because I'd noticed that when I'd get into really high place where I felt like everything was about to happen, all of a sudden on my feed, there'd be like, union's about to happen, contact's about to happen, this is about to happen. And actually, it kind of, what I noticed is it kind of like helped me a bit as well, because it just sort of, I was starting to get into this belief, and then I was getting it reinforced from the outside world. So it actually helped me feel into it a little bit deeper. So there's actually been times where these kind of things have actually really like helped me solidify my belief in a positive way. And where I've come to understand is that we like everything is available right now, like everything is happening and is a possibility. We just have to tap into the version of it that we want to experience. So if you're tapped into the experience that union is literally about to happen for you, that's what's going to be shown to you. And if you can start using readings as more of like a tool of manifesting and owning your creation, rather than them being the tool of you, they can actually be quite useful, because you can actually see where your energy's at. Like if you're getting things and they're not what you want to hear, just cross them off, and you'll feel like a funny feeling inside of you. And that's just showing you that you're like way out of like the alignment of the reality that you want to be experiencing. If everything's like amazing, then you can be like really happy with yourself, because you're like, I've created myself into this energy, and my external reality is showing me that. Readings is no different from like anything else. It's showing you where you're at in your current reality. So if you can see them like that, and you can stay empowered, and you can be like, hey, this isn't what I want to see, and I'm just going to switch it off, and I'm going to go away, and I'm going to do some like, working on my own energy, and doing some mirror work on that stuff. I mean, they can actually also help you do some mirror work without having to do it through a physical person, because you can be like, oh, that's made me feel really shitty. Like, let me go into that and do my mirror work. So, I mean, it's not like they can't be a useful tool, but you have to be using them as a tool and you have to be in charge of them. The minute you're like, oh, this reading said this, and you've externalized it and you've made this other person like anything other than you're behaving any other way than what you're behaving inside and you're reflecting onto them, then you've kind of lost yourself. But if you can stay empowered and you can simply see them as a kind of outer guide of where you are inside, then yeah, they can be okay. Sometimes when I'm feeling really, really positive, I know, I know everything's about to happen. I'll go and watch some, and yeah, they're all like, "Oh, it's amazing! Marriage is coming. This is about to go. This is about to happen," you know, and yeah, so they can be used as a tool, but very often, like if you're in that stage where you're not really empowered, you're not fully aware that you're completely creating your reality and your experience, they can actually just like drop you into like a very disempowered feeling, and it will happen quite subtly. So you have to be very, very aware, like, and just understand that they are just showing you what you're creating. They're not giving you the future. Like, you're creating your future. Just as you're creating these tarot readings and you're creating astrology, you're creating everything that comes into your physical environment, because there's all possibilities going on simultaneously. So you're just tapping into the readings that are like, I mean, you'll probably notice it yourself that and it's why people get so frustrated, because it's like, it's happening, it's coming, it's here now. And then the next day they'll be like, oh, it's, you know, back off, it's really cold. And this is just because it's reflecting you. These it's coming readings, they're out there like all the time. It's just you're only seeing them when you're in that frequency. Otherwise, there'll be all the running, like those kind of readings come up. So yeah, it's just really important that you empower yourself if you're going to watch these things, and you know, do them for a bit of fun, but stay empowered in knowing that they're just showing you what you're creating. It's not the other way around. And that's why sometimes they can be so accurate, because if you don't change your energy and shift it, then yeah, that is what you're on course to create. So hence why we get really confused, because sometimes they'll be right and then sometimes they won't be. It's just about whether you stay in that alignment or not, basically. So yeah, I hope that helped clear up a bit on readings. That's definitely how I have learned to view them and use them and see them during my journey. All right, bye.